In the last video series, we talked about the rational zeros theorem, which is simply a way of being able to list all your possible rational zeros. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you watch that. Now this polynomial here, we came up with all of these zeros. These are 12. 6 times 2 with a plus or minus gives you a total of 12 zeros. But this polynomial actually only have 4 zeros. How do I know that? Because of the degree of the polynomial. So in this section, we're going to talk about when you have a whole list, how do you find out which ones really are your zeros? So step one, what you do is you pick a number from your list and then use the remainder theorem to determine whether it's a zero or not. Remember, you'll know if it's a zero if your remainder is a zero. So I'm going to take the number 1 from our list that we had there, and let's go ahead and do the synthetic division and see if we get a 0 out for the remainder, and then that will tell us whether 1 is or not a 0. So I'm going to start the process by bringing down the 6, multiply that with 1 to get 6. Bring down 13, multiply that with 1 to get 13. Bring down the 1, multiply that with 1 to get 1. Bring down the negative 2, multiply that with 1 to get negative 2. Bring down a 0. So sure enough, yes, it is a 0 of this polynomial function. So to write it in linear factored form, if 1 is a 0, to put the x's back, it will be x minus 1. But then that's only one factor there. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the quotient, which is this part in blue that's left over, and use that to find your other zero. So remember, you always write it 1 degree lower than the original polynomial. So this was a 4th degree polynomial, so we have to start our answer with degree 3, degree 2, degree 1, and then that would be your constant. So once we write that along with that 0 of 1, this is what it looks like. Next, you take another number from your list. I'm going to take negative 2, and you try it and test it and see if you get a 0 out as your remainder. So I'm going to start the process, bring down the 6, multiply that with negative 2 to get negative 12. Bring down a 1, multiply that with negative 2 to get negative 2. Bring down the negative 1, multiply that with negative 2 to get positive 2. Bring down the 0, so yes, it is also a 0. So to write that in linear factor form, that negative 2, and putting the x back, it would be x plus 2. So now we have 2 zeros that we found, and we also are going to go ahead and write our quotient. So writing that 1 degree less, it would be 6x squared plus x minus 1. We can then factor that trinomial into 2 binomials, and there is the linear factored form for this polynomial. For your homework, if you're asked to state what are the zeros, all you have to do is take each parenthesis, set it equal to 0, and solve for x, and those are your 4 zeros of this polynomial function.